Good morning. Hello. Good
Good morning,
morning.
sir.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we start today. It is the next unit, that is a declaration of Helsinki. What is that draft? So this draft is regarding the declaration of Helsinki. So before declaration of Helsinki, this is the draft is prepared by World Medical Association. The World Medical Association in particularly 27th October 1962. Okay, so in 1962, there is drafts which are prepared by World Medical Association, and this draft is also published in the British Medical Journal. Right. So this draft is regarding to the code of ethics, ethics regarding to human experimentation. Whatever the humans or the participants which are used in medical research, right? So that guidelines is there. So this code as ethical code or ethical guidelines. This draft is prepared by World Medical Association, and this draft is regarding to the human subject which are used the human subjects for experimentation on medical research for the medical research or any type of research, right? Whatever the participant which are used, whatever the subject which are used, right? So this guidelines should be provided by that there's a World Medical Association, and this draft is which are prepared, right? And this draft is which are firstly published in the British Medical Journal about the 1962, right? So after that, this same draft is which are used and also can revise in that draft, right? And this is this draft which are published in the 18th July in 1964, right? So that draft is it is called as Declaration of Helsinki. So particularly this Declaration of Helsinki is a ethical guidelines, right? Ethical guidelines, rules, regulation regarding to the which are used the human subject for the medical research. Right? So the different these guidelines is which are published in the firstly in 1962, right? And this draft which are published in British Medical Journal first time, right? Then afterwards in 18 July 1964, so again this draft is revised, and this by the World Medical Association, and this draft is revised again which are published, right? And one of the conventions of that which are this convention which are particularly held in Helsinki, right? So that's why it is a Declaration of Helsinki. So this particular draft, is a draft is which are these conferences or maybe a kind of symposium which are organized by World Medical Association, and in that World Medical Association it held in Helsinki, right? And this, so that's why this draft is called as Declaration of that Helsinki, right? So this called as a Declaration of Helsinki. Understand it? So this is known as a Declaration of Helsinki because which are these guidelines which are discussed, guidelines which are revised in conferences, and which are these guidelines, these conferences which are held in the Helsinki, right? So this draft is called as a Declaration of the Helsinki, right? So we'll see. So this first draft was Declaration of Helsinki, which are published in 1964, right? So only have that 700 pages are there, right? Only 700 pages are there. But afterwards, so some of the research ethical committees, so those have doing the medical research, and in medical research where to go for the clinical trials, preclinical trials, clinical trials, and then your product is approved, right? So that is used for, that is a normal health individuals as well as the patients can be used for testing on the normal health individuals as well as the patients, and then can see the effect of that particular drug, right? And so that's why World Medical Association, which are decided, so which have some ethical guidelines regarding to that. And so, so as on this in the worldwide, so one of this research ethical committees there, right? Research ethical committee, this research ethical committee, which are taking care about this. So those human subjects which are used in a medical research, right? So regarding the beneficial, regarding the financial, regarding that all aspects of that human subjects, they are taken care by that research committee, right? So this is about the, and this main role of this research committee is to that. So prepare the guidelines, prepare the different guidelines, different rules and regulations, and this can prepare the draft, and this draft is put in a committee, right? And then we can implement it in all over the world, right? And this is a draft is there, right? So this main role of this, the research committee is very important, right? To consideration of the beneficial, consideration of that human subjects, which are this human subject which are used in a particularly in the medical research. So we'll see in a show in about the next slide. So this is what is the declaration? What is the Declaration of Helsinki? So these are a set of empirical principle. There is a set of ethical guidelines or ethical draft, and this ethical draft which are developed by World Medical Association. So what is purpose behind this? To regarding the human experimentation. What are the human experimentation which are used in medical research, right? So that draft which are prepared by that World Medical Association. Then some of this during the preparation of the draft and prepared some of this it is a Nuremberg code. The code is there, right? So this code is used for drafting the guidelines. So because the no any other person so not be understand that the language or ethical guidelines, right? So that's why some of the coding is given to that ethical guidelines. So this is called as a Nuremberg guidelines, and this which are as per that the 1947. So regarding as a cornerstone of document, so prepare the different documents for the human research ethics, right? Human research ethics. So that guidelines which are prepared by World Medical Association. So including the clinical trial protocol, right? So as you know that the different trials which are used before the any product which are in the market, right? So as you know that we have seen the presently that is a COVID vaccines, right? So many times we can do that preclinical trials on the animal, then clinical trials on the human subjects, and then large group of the patient we can use, right, for the clinical trial. So at that times the clinical protocol which are prepared, right? Clinical protocol which are prepared, and so such guidelines also can be provided how to prepare the clinical protocol and what should be contained the ethical guidelines regarding the preparation of the clinical ethical protocol. Then if you have seen the history of the Declaration of Helsinki, so particularly we have seen the draft is prepared by World Medical Association in 1962, right? And then same draft which are published in a British Medical Journal. So before that in 1964. So this same draft, we can revise some of the draft in that, and the same which are also declared in that in 1964, right? In conferences, right, in 1964, and that draft it is what I say, Declaration of the Helsinki, right? So after that, in 1964, it undergo the 6 revisions are there, right? 6 revisions. We can many times. When there is a conferences in that World Medical Association, so you can discuss the what are the ethical guidelines required for the human subjects. You can discuss, and some of the guidelines we can revise in the conferences also, right? And the 6 revision which are held in that 6 revision, and the some of the two clarification also can do it, because two clarification means that they say some of the draft is there, some of the article in that guidelines, right, will not be understand easily to to that the human subjects or any physician, right? So can clarify or can make them clarification of that what is the guidelines of that, and so this is make them simplification of that particular guidelines. So that is called as a clarification. So two clarifications are done. Then first significant effort which are medical community to regulate the research. So for the regulation of the research, so it is a very important aspect that, so taking care of the human subjects, right? So taking care of the human subjects, so that particularly significant efforts can taken. Then the prior to Nuremberg Code is a specific countries have national policies, right? So every country have that rules and regulations we have seen, right? So regarding that clinical trials or we can experimentation on the human subjects or the experimentation on the animal subjects, we have seen CPC committee is required for that guidelines are required for to conducting the experimentation of the animal, right? So such every country have that guidelines, and specific country have the guidelines. Particularly for in a German, because very strict guidelines regarding that, and prepare the sub numerical code, Nuremberg code regarding to the ethical guidelines to the human subjects, right? And prepare that some of the national policy also, right, regarding the rules and regulations, right? So from the basis of this most significant document, so the most significant document can prepared by that committee, and that's being implemented all over the world, right? So where actually human subjects are used for the medical research, right? Then there's a what is the scope of that the Declaration of Helsinki? Because you can develop the 10 principle uh, which are first stated in the Nuremberg Code. So this what are the principles given, which are given the sum of the code in that, right? And this code have that principle. There is a 10 principles we can prepare. So this link to Declaration of Geneva. So the first in we have seen in 1964, right? So first declaration of the Helsinki, right, which are held in that Helsinki, right? So this draft is, so before that they are linked to the Declaration of the Geneva, and this one of the conferences which are held in the World Medical Association in 1948, right? And this regarding the Declaration of the Geneva is some of the guidelines which are prepared. So before that also, right, and which are in the 1948. Then statement of the physician ethical duties. So it is a very important aspect that, so whatever the medical doing the medical research, in that medical research, so those have investigator is particularly for the physicians are in an investigator, right? So physicians, they should be bound regarding to the ethical, it can bound to uh, bound to use that ethical duties. So if the physician have ethical duties to what are the rules and regulation which are very properly can use, right, without violations, right? So this is very important. So because the physician is one of the responsible person in a medical research, right? And what are the protocol is prepared, or the selection of the human subject is there. So all the points should be considered by the physician, and so the physician is responsible person, and he should be behave as ethically, and he can follow that all ethical duties in his profession. right? So this statement is very important for during the declaration. Then declaration of the Helsinki, which are specifically addressed by clinical research, right? Is specifically that ethical guidelines is prepared, and ethical guidelines which are particularly which are addressed to the clinical research. So maybe the preclinical or clinical trials, right? And that should be addressed. Then relax for there is a international committee where the number one code is absolutely essential. So the code is essential for that when you prepare that different guidelines or ethical guidelines for that. Then, so the some of this ethical principle research, ethical principle of the research is required. So as you know that Hippocrates, right, you know that we have seen the history of the pharmacy. In the history of pharmacy, Hippocrates is a physician. He was a physician. They can prepare the different ethical procedure or ethical principle on the research in humans, or can use the human subjects in a research, in a medical research, right? So some of the ethical principles which are prepared by Hippocrates. So the Hippocrates is the first physician can prepare that such a ethical principle regarding to the research in the. Then these are the four principles which is very important, which are still and what are the prepared in 1964. The first declaration of Helsinki. Same principle also can be used today. All right. So regarding that, the one principle is that is autonomy. So what is meant by autonomy? So the respect to the autonomy of participant or representative of the participant. So we can give the respect, or we can give the respect to the human subjects, right? And what are the guidelines provided for to using that human subjects in the research, right? So you should be give the respect. In respect in the form of giving, right? Respect in the form of the beneficial is a beneficial to the human subject also is a beneficial to the that's your health is health of that human subject. So this is autonomous. So the respect to every times to that human subjects is very important, and it's called as autonomy. So the total autonomy which are given to the participant. So those are in medical research, right? So we can give the respect which are given that autonomy to that particular person. Those are representative as well as those are involved in that part as a medical research, right? Then beneficial is a very important. So what are the human subject is used for the medical research? So he should have some beneficial. Should be give the benefit to that. So always with physician will be considered that we can give on the respect to that particular participant as well as given the best interest to that participant. Best interest in the form of the beneficial. So because during the happening in the clinical research, so maybe during that clinical research, so uncertainly it's maybe that person may be die also. So the compensation which are provided to the family also, family. So these are called as beneficial. So the compensation which are provided to the families or the parents, right? So the physician should be have the best interest to that participant and should be give the benefit to that participant to those are in medical research. Then about that non-male patients is some of this during the clinical research is maybe chances that is some of the little harm to that participant, right? And due to this little harm, such during that little harm, because 100% safety is a totally things are there. Like some of the harm is there, right? During the clinical research. So, but during the harms and a little harm is there. So such compensation which are provided to that person, right? As this is one of the aspect. Then the justice is also one of the principle. So act fairly to the all. So so those are participant number of participants which are participate in the medical research. So every participant should be respect. Should be behave as a fairly, right? It's not a bias to the any other participant. So the physician, so those are the investigator of that particular projects, the particular medical research or any clinical trials, all right, should be is given the justice to the EOD participant. right? Justice to the participant, justice to the in the form of beneficial, justice in the form of the facilities, the justice in the form of that. So some of this, the facilities or the is given to that person also. So these are the ethical principle is very important aspects, and that these guidelines also can be prepared by the World Medical Association many times. Different these conferences which are held and which are discussed in that conferences about that declaration of Helsinki and what are the proper ethical guidelines required for the medical research. So you can discuss and again can get the draft and revise again. And these many times it will happen in that period, right? So this is about ethical principle required for the that research. Then regarding the new research topic, so the progress of the science and technology, so it's always be which are continuous development of the ethical principle and guidelines. So many times during this clinical research, hello, Ganesh, hello, hello,
Sir,
you have raised your hands. Hello,
by mistake, sir.
okay. So then the new research topic. So because in a clinical research, so many development in a regular basis, right? So in that development, so we can also consider that so some of the ethical principle required for the guidelines, because in day-to-day life can change that the environment, can change that research protocol, can change the everything because you can progressing of that science and technology, right? And during that in clinical research, if the new topic is there, new research topic is there, right? So new things are there which are happening day to life, right? So this World Medical Association is a very important to prepare that the new ethical principle and the guidelines. So whenever is required for in a new research, right? So these are consideration. Then some of this point will be considered that is a new research topic. This is a assisted reproduction. Assisted reproduction means that the so if you it's a assisted reproduction means we can produce the different types of the production, and this during the production. So this any products which are coming in the market, right? So we have to do that first to the clinical trials, right? So then it is possible for the you can market it the products in the market. So this some of the assisted reproduction, right? So these such guidelines which are provided by that. So reproduction means that the new methods are there, new procedures are there, new products are there, right? So every time you get assisted by World Medical Association. So during the preparation of that, medical principle and the guidelines can prepared by that committee. Then regarding that STEM research, stem cell research, as soon as this is the new research which are coming, the stem cells research, stem cells which are used for different drug therapy, right? So there's many times we can use the stem cells which are used for the many drug therapies. So it may be treatment of the cancer, treatment of the very chronic type of disease. You can treat with the help of the stem cell research. And so this a new research is coming. The new research is coming, and so such ethical guidelines are provided by the committee also, right? Then prenatal diagnosis is very important. So this is a research area which are going on today. There is a prenatal diagnostic, right? So after the birth of baby, right? So how to care of the birth after the birth of baby, right? So this is called as a prenatal diagnostic. So because after the birthing is where to understand what type of disease is having to get diagnosis is very important, right? So diagnosis is very important. So such diagnostic kits or the diagnostic methods can be revised, or the methods can be do the research on that, and appropriate prenatal diagnostic will can be used, right? And so can treatment of that particular type of the disease. So such the these are the three things which are so the World Medical Association is very important. You can busy with prepare that ethical principle and guidelines regarding that. Whenever the new research is coming, whenever the new therapy is coming, new diagnosis is coming, you can prepare that some of the ethical principle. So this is a development of the Declaration of Helsinki. So we have seen in before in 1962, it is in 1962 you can prepare the draft of that guidelines, ethical guidelines regarding the human subjects, and which are published in a British Medical Journal, right? So after that, 18th century is 18 Medical Association. So there's a World Medical Association General Assembly, right? In 18 World Medical Association General Assembly. In that assembly, this assembly which are held in Helsinki, Finland, in June 1964, and uh, uh, in that General Assembly, right? So this declaration of that that guidelines, and that's why it is called as a Declaration of the Helsinki. Then next development is 29th General Assembly of the World Medical Association, which are held in the Tokyo, Japan, in 1975. Then the 35th World Medical Association General Assembly, which are held in the Venice, Italy, in 1983. Then the 41st World Medical Association is a Hong Kong, which are held in the Hong Kong in September 1989. Then 48th World Medical Association and General Assembly, which are held in Somerset, in RSM is the South Africa, the Republic of South Africa, which are held in the 1996. Then in a 52nd World Medical Association, which are held in the Edinburgh, Scotland, in 2000. And last is 29th, 59th World Medical Association, which are held in the Seville in October 2008. Right. So these are the different up till now. These are 28. So after that, there is no any development of Helsinki or any revisions. But after that, in that some of the clarification of the article is there. So in that the different article which are given in that Regulation of Helsinki. So the article number 29 and 30, right? So which are revised, the clarified. It is a clarification of the article 29, 30 in 2002 and 2004 in the 53 and 54, 55 World Medical General Assembly, right? So this clarification which are done by that committee is particularly in the year of 2002 and 2004 in general conferences in a 53rd General World Assembly as well as a 55th General World Assembly. Right. So this is about the development of the Helsinki, and the same draft is also we can use today also. Then Declaration of Helsinki, which are regarding this statement regarding the ethical principle for the medical research. So which are involving the human subjects which are intended to the read as a whole, right? So means, so there's a ethical principle which are provided by medical research or for medical research regarding the human subjects which are used. Regarding all these things are regarding the human subject only. Then declaration is addressed by primarily to the physician. So before that in 1964, which are prepared that draft and which are declared that Declaration of Helsinki. So first, these guidelines which are provided to the addressed to that physician, because the physician is the responsible person in during that research or during a research. So that's why there's a so all the clarifications and every physician we can understand that. So what are the ethical guidelines? Then he can apply that guidelines in a regular basis, right? So that is a concern of that. So first time this address to the physician. So it's very important in that it's duty of the physician. So every physician have the duties to promote and safeguard of the human patient, right? Because whatever the human subjects are used, it should be promoting and safeguarding of the health and promote the health of that person, or maybe safeguarding. You can or different safety procedure we can use during that that medical research. So those are involved in medical research. So these are promote health as well as safeguard. So the health is very important. Then declaration of Declaration of Geneva in the bind to the words of the physician to the words. So every physician should be bound to use that or apply that all ethical guidelines regarding the medical research this declaration of the Geneva also. This statement, this word is that the health of my patient. The physician should be understand that the guidelines and such guidelines which are used in day-to-day basis. Day to day is can use that, and he should be the health of patient will be the first consideration. The every physician should be understand the ethical guidelines, and he should be consider that the first consideration of that human subject. So the first preference which are given to that human subjects. So all facilities should be provided to that human subjects. All the finished facial which are given to the that patient, or which are respect to the patient. So means the first consideration should be given by the physician to that the patient, right? And he should be like a homely, that is a this patient is my patient. So whatever they're doing for that patient should be doing the very beneficial to that patient also. So these are the considerations. So then international code of the medical ethics are there. International code of the medical ethics that declare that the physician act in a patient best interest, right? Because the physician should act as a, he should have the interest in a patient, or he given the best interest to that the particular patient, right? So when providing medical research, medical care, so all type of the safetiness, all type of the facilities which are provided to that the human subjects which are used in medical research, right? And this is the first consideration of that physician. So first motto of the physician is very important. So then, so populations are under the representative of medical research should provide the appropriate access to the participation in the research. So, so those how the person which are those are interested to the involved in that medical research. So he should be understand all the things regarding the ethical guidelines, right? So he should be have voluntarily to participate in that medical research is very important, right? Then the well-beingness of the individual research subject, he should present all the interest. So well-beingness of the research subject is very important. So every time you can taking care of that human subjects, and beneficial is every beneficial benefit which are given to that human subjects. So so avoid the losses to that human subject is very important. The primary purpose of the medical research involving this human subject is that. So this primary purpose of medical research is that the physician should be understand all these ethical process, and so his prime duty of the physician is to understand what is the causes of the disease, right? So if you prepare the different types of the methods, can prepare the different types of the procedure, can prepare the different types of the treatments of the any type of disease, right? So the physician should be understand. So what is the causes of disease? What are different causes of disease? Right. So that then can also they consider the how to development of the disease. Right. How to development of the disease. Then, so what is the effect of the disease? Means that what are different types of the symptoms which are occur if happening of the disease. Right. So these are about the proper diagnosis, which should be very important to by the physician to that human subjects. Right. Then also can be improved the preventive and diagnostic and therapeutic interventions. So if having that particular disease to that patient, right? So how to improve that? How to improve the preventive measures, right? What are the preventive measures can be taken by the patient so you can prevent from that disease? So this guidelines also provided by physician. The diagnostic, so can proper diagnostic method, proper diagnostic kit should be very important. Because if the diagnostic kit is not there, right, so it will not be a diagnosis of the disease. It's the same as to that in COVID-19, right? So if you do not have any kit for the diagnosis of that COVID-19, so not be understand that. So whether the patient has the positive or negative. So diagnostic kit is very important for that, and is many times this development of that diagnostic kit is very important to diagnosis of the particular disease. Then therapeutic interventions regarding to the producing the therapeutic effect of that particular drug, and very less or the very negligible amount of the symptoms is negligible amount of the any side effects or the adverse reaction is possible, right? And so many times this can consider that the how to improve that preventive measures, how to diagnose properly of that disease, how to give the proper treatment to that person, right? To treatment of that particular disease, right? So these are the we can research on the different methods which are used. We can research on the different procedure, research on the different treatments, right? And this is one of the aspects. Then in medical research, in medical practice, so medical research and more interventions which are involved in the risk and burden, because risk and burden is always be there in medical research during the treatment of the various types of disease. So as you know that the risk is there in medical research, and this is a very bad burden. Burden is to that patient also, because so new disease coming, and a new disease coming, that the treatment is not available, right? So it's a risk to the doctor also, risk to the physician also. So as you know this, in COVID-19, most of the doctors are infected of that these viruses, and due to that infection maybe death also the doctors, right? So this risk is also there every time, because new diseases are coming, new viruses are coming. If the no treatment is available, so it's always the risk to that medical persons, or maybe physician, or any other medical person will be that, right? Then medical research is the subject to the ethical guidelines, ethical standards, can promote the respect to the human subjects and protect their health and rights. So all type of the rights should be provided to the human subjects regarding to the change should be considered, that is ethical, legal, and regulatory norms and standards. Right. So physician should be as bound to, or the bound to that, and use that in day-to-day regular basis. What are the ethical guidelines? What are the legal procedure? What are the regulatory norms are there? Where and the different standards are there, because every government have the standards are maybe different. So government you can prepare that standards and which are applicable to that research. So but the government to government that ethical guidelines is maybe different, right? So you can consider that, and the physician should be understand all these things, and you can use in his practice. Then, so we have already seen that the historical background as a World Medical Association has developed that Declaration of Helsinki. So, and as a statement of the ethical principle for medical research, which are involved in the human subjects, which are including the research on the identifiable human material and data. So can identify the proper human subjects, and so can the prepare that, and so the proper data should be provided of human subject, because during this using that the human subjects for the research, right? So patient should be understand what the status of that the patient, status of that person, whether they have the disease, what are the, so all the history we can collected from that particular human subjects, and consideration of that all subject, if the human subject have the some of the disease or some of this any surgical major surgical operation which are happening before, right? So such the many any serious things which are happening in a life of that human subjects, so you can understand all these things and consider that. So whether that human subject is participate in that study or not, be decided by the physician when you consider all these things. So this data should be provided, data should be collected, and this data you can use by that consideration. Then the first version which adopted in 1964, and which are amended 6 times, and most of the recently which are recent in a General Assembly is 2008. So current version is 2008 version, and which are official one version, and this all these guidelines which are provided in a 2008 version, which are used in a presently as well, right? So this is about the whole guidelines which are provided. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.